1 year, 1 year, 1 year, 1 year, 1 year. Hello everybody, my name is Lucy and welcome to a year of books and brushes. Yes, I posted my first video on July 9th, 2018. Yep, I remember that was a time. It's amazing when you look back and realise all that has happened in a year. Like, life. So today, to celebrate my 1 year anniversary on Booktube, I'm going to do the Not a Newbie book tag and just to reflect on my whole year of Booktube. So let's get in. I've got the original creator of the Not a Newbie book tag down below if you want to check that out. And without further ado, question 1. How old is my channel? 1 year, exactly. Question 2, what's your favourite video to make? This will probably be a bit of a boring answer, but wrap-ups. Because that's the whole point of me being here, is to talk about the books I've read and to catalogue the books I've read and wrap-ups. They wrap it all up perfectly, don't they? It's a video where not only you can talk about multiple books instead of just one, but you get to review them and talk about them and, like I said, catalogue them. So I can go back and remember what books I read in what months. And I also like hauls, feeling excited for new books. I do like tags because they're just fun and trying to pick out books that match the questions. And I'd probably say challenges because, again, they're just fun. I'd love to do some more quirky and creative videos, but you know, that old goal I had kind of failed. So we'll get to that in the year 2037. Question 3, a piece of advice you'd give to someone who wants to start a Booktube channel. Mostly I'd say you've got to really like talking about books. Because if you don't really have like a passion for talking about books, then you're going to get bored of this real quickly. Like, commitment to do this over a year with all the things that have happened, with all the work I've done, like, it's time. It takes up time. It's time consuming. It's almost like another job. And yeah, so it's very time consuming. And my other piece of advice is don't expect the world. Like, people come on Booktube and immediately have tons of views and loads of subscribers and they get loads of comments and they build their channel like really quick and become stars, but that's not gonna be everyone and that's not gonna be likely. So you could be the best booktuber in the world, don't expect to be on Booktube and suddenly have 1 million subscribers, sponsorships, you know, going out with the biggest booktubers, being best friends with Polar Bananas and Jessie the Reader and Caddytastic within a month, because, well, that's just unrealistic. And I feel like right now I have got, what, 10 subscribers I think right now, and I cherish every one. But if you ask other people, that would be not very much. Like, I don't get much views, I don't get much subscribers, and so I like talking about the books. So if you don't like that on its own, then I think you're setting yourself up for a bit of disappointment. So just enjoy it, and if you want to talk about books, then you just gotta do it. Question 4. Since joining, have you run into any unforeseen challenges? Does life count? Challenge-wise, my life kind of blew up. 2018. It went so wrong. And I know I've alluded to that before, but it's hard not to when this is your life. You know, this is a small corner of my life. And yeah, so things went downhill. Still kind of shaky. But yeah, all those issues I didn't expect, so that kind of messed with my Booktube schedule, shall we say. I didn't see any of that coming, I didn't see any of this workload coming, but I have done it. I've never stopped, I've committed to it, so that's an achievement. Booktube wise though, unforeseen challenges, technology. My laptop is a hunking piece of dinosaur that is so slow and takes 1 million years and sometimes corrupts it, and then your whole video you made last week just completely goes down the pan and you didn't even post it, so you're 1 video short that month. So yeah. Technology problems. Yeah, no, my laptop's really old, my software's really crap, and editing in general is not my thing. Like, I'd love to be able to do all the fun editing, but it's so time consuming and I just don't have the time for that. And I'd love it, but I can barely edit it as it is. So technology is a big unforeseen problem to me. Another one is probably the actual like game of Booktube, if you will, like the algorithm and all that. I don't understand it. I just don't. I'm using all the tags and I don't know quite what I'm doing wrong here. But my videos aren't really getting seen very much. Like I said, I'm very grateful for the subscribers and the views and the likes and the comments I've got. I'm very grateful for them. But I see other channels who've got a video up for like a day and suddenly it's got like 1,000 views and I'm sitting here on 13, like, technology just, it don't like me, it confuses me. Me and it don't get on, so I don't want you to think I'm like complaining and being really like, I'm not doing well enough. Like, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I'd love to reach some more people so I can get some more comments and get a real discussion going, because I've had a few comments that I've really been able to discuss with and that's brilliant, but I just love a few more, you know. Just 5. What is a favourite book or book series that you have read since Booktube? I have read so many favourite books because of Booktube, but since I started Booktube specifically, that one's a little bit harder to gauge. I'm gonna go with a super recent book, which is The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Definitely that book has not been in my bookshop, so I haven't picked it up just from Waterstones. And I knew about this exclusively from Booktube, from the hype, and I absolutely loved it. I gave it a great rating, I think it was a 9. I love that book, it's such a good book. And the only reason I read that, the only reason, is because of Booktube, because I haven't seen that book in the outside world, in the wild. I've not seen it, so yeah, Booktube is solely responsible for my love for that book. 6. What is your favourite overall aspect about Booktube? I love the community in Booktube, as I've said many times before. I just think there's so many genuine people. I think book nerds, we read from other people's perspectives, we empathise with these characters, we go on these journeys, we have a million life experiences and epiphanies, and I just think people who read tend to be more empathetic and genuine and just nice. So maybe that's why the Booktube community is such a loving community, but it is. And I mean, obviously, like I said, I don't get many comments, but the ones I have had been lovely. And when I'm just chatting with people in other areas of Booktube, like far away from my channel, where I'm nobody, people are just so nice, and just that passion that we all have for books that we share together is, that's why it's so special to so many of us, and I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. Question 7. Spread the love and give a newbie a shout out. So what I spent the morning doing was scrolling through YouTube, and I do like looking at new channels, just seeing the sprout of the seed, you know, supporting other smaller channels is really important, and you can find some such gems. And it freshens it up a bit, you know, just watching someone new and seeing them grow. So I was looking for one in particular that I thought to give a newbie a shout out. So the booktuber I found, which I really wanted to share with you guys, is Brandon Scott. Hi Brandon, I don't even know if you're watching this. Hello if you are. Welcome to Booktube. But yeah, I thought the video was so funny. I could tell he's confident, he's got personality and humour, but also there was a sense of thought and intelligence there. I could imagine having a real good discussion about books with Brandon. I thought he was something just really new and fresh to the Booktube community, and I'm looking forward to watching more of your videos, Brandon. I hope you do really, really well, and I have a sneaking suspicion that you will. In that video, Brandon happened to mention a certain book which I've had on my shelf forever, and I've never read, and that is Gone by Michael Grant. And I didn't realise it at first, because he showed me the book. I'd forgotten I had this book, and then I went to my shelf and I was like, oh my god, that's the one he mentioned, and I've never even considered picking it up, not once. So Brandon, you might just have given me the motivation to read this book. Like, I've never even looked at this book and thought, oh, I really want to read that one soon. I'd kind of forgotten about it, honestly, and your love for that book made me want to read it. So thanks, Brandon. If I read this book, I will let you know and we can have a discussion, because that would be fun. So Brandon is an English teacher, which I think is a really cool spin. You could have some definite new takes, especially with the students and stuff. He also talked a lot about the LGBTQ community that he's part of, which has kind of been a topic I've been real in support of recently. Just, I'm straight, but I'm an ally. And my worldview on the whole thing has kind of changed over time. I used to, when I was young and foolish, be like, oh, why does anyone need to come out? Like, it's so cool now. In my safe little privilege bubble. I didn't realise that the thread's not over, and now I see the homophobe everywhere. I had an attack in my city during Pride, and at the thought of anyone feeling that kind of self-hatred or self-internalising or depression or anything like that, it fills me with so much sadness. Honestly, it breaks my heart. Anyway, I went on to a bit of a moment there, didn't I? Yeah, I'm looking forward to reading more LGBTQIA plus alphabet, damn it. I'm looking forward to reading more of those kind of books. Maybe Brandon will be able to suggest a good few, so that would be really fun. And lastly, who do I tag? Well, if you're watching this and you want to do the tag, I think you should do the tag. I also think Brandon should do the tag later on. It's a bit soon for you, Brandon, but hopefully when you get to your year anniversary like me, you can do the Not a Newbie Booktube tag as well. But in this year as a whole, I've read so many new books. Last year I did peak with books. I read so many. I've read more new favourites than I could have imagined. My shelf is grown and is bursting to explode. I've learned and done so much with books in this past year, and books are always there for me. So that's why I'm gonna be here on Booktube, because books are always there for me and I'm always there for books. Anyway, a whole year on Booktube. Happy anniversary me. Well done for getting it this far. Well done for survival in life and on this platform. So achievement unlocked, mission accomplished. And I hope you enjoyed my video, and I will see you all in my next one.